Look at the amount of berries that I just collected. There's a ton more coming. Welcome to the Curious Nook. So before we start talking about how to get really large berry harvests, we're going to talk a little bit about pruning, and we're going to go over the different types of canes that berry plants can produce, because that's going to really help us understand what we have. We would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to our channel and like this video. It really helps us out. Alright, so let's get started. So berry plants always tend to have two different kinds of canes. So for your summer bearing varieties, which is what we're looking at here, they have flora canes, which are your second year berry producing canes, and they have lateral fruiting shoots. And they also have primo canes, which are the first year canes that you see on the ground there towards the bottom. So before I get started, always make sure to wipe my pruners with some rubbing alcohol. I like to use 70% isopropyl alcohol, and that's just to make sure that I am cleaning my pruners off well and not spreading disease to from any other plant to these. Especially because for me, I have a lot of brambles and I have a lot of roses, and they're part of the same family, so diseases from roses can easily spread to brambles and vice versa. So I always want to make sure that I'm practicing really good clean habits. And gloves are a must because I have a lot of very thorny brambles. So here I'm just cutting off the second year flora cane, and I will cut this all the way down to the ground before I can put up the new primo canes. And I'll go and talk a little bit more in close detail so you can see what I'm talking about. So all of these are the fruit-bearing canes of last year that we need to cut this year so we can get the new ones on. You can see here, that's where the fruit was. And each of these canes has a lot of these because of the way that they were woven in. So you're going to want to cut all the pieces all the way down to the bottom of the plant, so then we can put in the new canes that are going to produce next year's berries. And each one of these canes has multiple berry shoots. So this one, you can see there's one there, one there, one there, one there, and each one of those had multiple berries that it produced. And that's the objective of this, is as you're bending them, they produce more of these shoots for berries. And that's what I'm going to show you with the new ones. Right, so this is now all cleared up, and now we just have to put all of these back and weave them through, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so why does this work? It works because when you put the canes at a 45 to 60 degree angle, it forces the cane to produce your lateral shoots. And the more you take it at an angle, the more it will force it to produce the lateral shoots that will be your fruit producers. So this will continue to work if you keep weaving them in circles in a zigzag pattern, and it will get them to keep producing more and more lateral shoots, and you have more and more berries. This is a really great way to work if you have a small space, because while it does have its downsides of taking a while to prune, I'm not going to lie, it does take a while to prune and to weave all of the different canes together. But in this small space, we also managed to get over 20 pounds of berries. And that's just for one small variety of berries that we had. And we do this every single year. This was something that I learned back in 2018 from a rosarian, because this is a method that they use a lot for making rose sculptures with climbers and brambles.
especially done a lot in the UK in those really fancy estate gardens. But here you can see for some of them, they are longer. I'm taking in very wide 45 to 60 degree angles. For your shorter canes, I'm doing more of a close zigzag pattern. And really for this, it really depends on the space that I have. Here you can see how some of them are a wider woven, some of them are tighter woven. And once again, it's down to the amount of space that I have and what I'm working with. It's totally okay to cross them over. That's not a problem. And you're just going to be getting a lot of berries out of doing.
Right, so this is what it looks like once it's woven in. You can see they're all going at an angle. Some are more straight up, whether they curve. All of the bigger canes, I try to make them going at an angle and then go weaving them all the way up through, so they in the springtime will start producing a lot more fruiting shoots and we'll get tons of berries.
And here now you can see it's the summertime and there's tons of berries on this trellis. We have the primo canes supported with the twine there, so we can still get in and get all the berries and collect them and not have a single problem at all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe and like, leave us a comment. All of that really helps us out, and I would love to know if you end up trying this. I also have a blog post to go along with it, so make sure to check that out. Until next time, plant what brings you joy.